Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have another What's Sold on Poshmark video. So I'm going to take you through all the sales I made over 2 full weeks on Poshmark. Actually, a little less than 2 weeks because I was on holiday for a bit of that. But if you're interested in seeing what kind of sales I made during the holiday period, please keep on watching. For those of you who might be new here, thanks for checking this out. I'm a full-time working mom. However, in my part-time, I do a lot of different things, and that's really what my channel is about. Kind of the things I enjoy doing in my life on my spare time. So I make videos on fashion, beauty, mommy lifestyle, in addition to my reselling experience on Poshmark. So if those things sound at all interesting, please consider checking out my other videos linked down below. And please also consider subscribing to my channel as well. So for today's video, I want to take you through all of my sales on Poshmark that I made during the holiday period. So during this time, it was kind of a weird schedule just because I did go away out of town and close my closet down for over 2 weeks. So I made no sales during those times, but I did make a few sales before I left for vacation, and I made several sales last week. So I wanted to go ahead and share with you what I made. The first week I'm going to cover is the week of December 15th. And during that week, I only had my closet open for 4 days because I did leave toward the end of that week. So I made a few sales during that week, which I'll go through. And then the remainder of the sales are really made during the week of January 5th. So my first sales during the new year. So the first sale I wanted to share with you guys today is this beautiful Lululemon back zip pullover. It was in a size 10. It was really an overall excellent condition, kind of a unique style from Lululemon. I had sat on this for several months though. I picked it up, I'd say, earlier in the summer even. So I did have to lower the price quite a bit over the past few months. However, ultimately I did decide to accept the best offer on this of $28. Poshmark fees were $5.60 and my net earnings were $22.40 on this particular item. Just to remind you, if you haven't seen my other videos before, I do not highlight my cost of goods in these particular videos, largely for the sake of time. But if you're interested in hearing a little bit more about my cost of goods, I have linked down below multiple haul videos where I do definitely disclose my cost of goods, at least for the items that I find out thrifting, in case you're interested. The next item that sold was the Sam Edelman, it's called the Gigi style, leopard print calf hair sandals. So as you can see here, it was really amazing, trendy style. And ultimately, I did accept a best offer price of $15. Poshmark fees are $3, so my net earnings were $12 on these particular sandals. So I didn't make much on these sandals. I did get this when I was on vacation in the summer, actually, at a local Goodwill on vacation. And I didn't pay a whole lot for them, but overall, I mean, if I made $12, I really didn't make much off of these pair of sandals. I'm a little surprised they sold in these winter months versus selling in more warmer months, but I was happy to move them along. I did make a little bit of profit on these particular sandals, and the buyer was really happy with them as well, which made it extra nice. The next item that sold was this Anthropologie blazer. It was from the Cartonnier line, and it was this beautiful kind of eggplant color, and it did have some yellow pops of color on the trim, as you can see here. It was in a size large. It had a button front closure, just really in amazing condition. And ultimately, I did decide to accept a best offer of $26. Poshmark fees are $5.20. And my net earnings are $20.80. I didn't have this item for very long. I know people say Anthropologie tends not to sell quite as much, but I really think their blazers tend to do pretty well. And this is one example of them. I think this was in my closet, I'd say, for approximately a month or so before it ultimately sold. So I'm always happy to pick up good condition Anthro blazers. The next item that sold was one of my favorite things to sell, and that is Madewell shoes. I love Madewell. I think in general their jeans still sell, and their shoes in particular for me have sold really, really well in my closet. The other items, tops, other things, I think sit a little bit longer, that's for sure. But shoes in general, I just can't keep them in stock, to be honest with you. So I found this at a local Goodwill. It was a beautiful pair of pumps, and it had suede and smooth leather details, kind of a mixed media style. The design was called the Maddie, and it was in a size 8, and you probably can't see it in the pictures I have listed here, but it was unused. The bottoms were completely unworn, so it was really kind of new without tags in a size 8. So just a gorgeous pair of pumps. I have sold a previous one in a calf hair design, which did have more wear on it on Poshmark, and you'll see in my previous videos. But this particular one really was unused and just gorgeous. So I did accept a best offer price of $85. Poshmark fees are $17, so my net earnings are $68. I made a decent profit on this pair of shoes, especially because I picked them up at Goodwill. So I was very, very happy about that. I'd say in my Goodwills, at least, it's pretty rare to find something in such good condition from Madewell in terms of shoes, but when I find them, I of course snatch them up, and I'm always super excited to find these tan things. The next item that sold was this Life is Good long sleeve top, and it was in a size medium, and it was just an pretty excellent condition, I'll say. It had a very simple flower design on the chest saying life is good, and that's it. It wasn't more embellished than that at all, but it was a long sleeve design, I think perfect for layering, especially this time of year. So ultimately I did accept a full price sale at this of $19. Poshmark fees are $3.80. So my net earnings were $15.20. As I've said before, I don't particularly wear Life is Good items, but these sell really well. I think in the past 10 months or so, I've sold probably about 4 or 5 items from Life is Good, and all of them have sold. They don't sell for a huge price point, so you have to be a little wary of that, but overall they move for sure. So I definitely pick up Life is Good items if I see them in good condition. The next item that sold in that limited week was this Torrid floral print 3/4 sleeve tunic. It was in a size 1X. It was in excellent condition, I'd say, and a really nice style. I thought maybe more for springtime, but this did sell, so I was happy about that. It sold for an offers to liker offer of $17. Poshmark fees are $3.40, and my shipping discount was $1.80, so my net earnings were $11.80. As I said before, Torrid definitely moves through my closet. It doesn't sell for a huge price point though, so I didn't make a whole lot off of this, but if you can make some quick flips from these Torrid items, I'm all about that. So I was happy to see this particular floral print tunic move along. So that was it for that first limited week before I left for the holiday, and then I enjoyed some amazing time with friends and family. I hope you did as well. It was just kind of nice to get away. To be honest, I think there are different strategies people use when they're on Poshmark and on vacation. For me, at least personally, I just really totally shut it down. I shut the closet down. I don't have any listings go up. I don't share my closet at all. I in general don't share other people's closets, although sometimes I will share other people's occasionally, but I don't want to share mine because I don't want to have to go through the effort of sharing my closet and not having people be able to buy things. I do answer comments, so during my vacation I did get a couple comments on some items from people, which I definitely still answer. So I definitely am on the app a lot. It's hard to just wean yourself off cold turkey, of course, so I definitely am on the app a lot, checking things out for myself and answering comments from people, but I am not sharing, listing, or selling items, obviously. So for about a good 2.5 weeks, I was shut down. And then I came back the week of January 5th, and during the week after a vacation, in my previous experience, the weeks are pretty slow. However, for the week of January 5th, I did make a decent amount of sales, more than I thought I might have. So I've been slowly ramping things up again in terms of sharing, listing, all that stuff. So I'm hoping that things will turn around a little bit. But I did make a decent amount of sales during the week of January 5th when I came back. So the first sale on the 5th was a bundle of 2 items. So it's this bundle of a Free People Beach crop sweater in a size small. As you can see here, it's just a beautiful colorway, good for this time of year as well, even though it was a beach style. And just really kind of trendy crop sweater. The second item was this Victoria's Secret pink cutout v-neck crop top in this tie-dye pattern. So as I've said before, Free People in general, for me at least, I still like to pick up if it's in good condition. Things move along. You have to sit on them for a little bit, but it definitely moves along. This Victoria's Secret top I have sat on for longer. I'd say almost maybe 8-9 months now. And I need to be a little bit more selective with Victoria's Secret. In the beginning, I tend to pick them up quite a bit when I first started reselling, but now I am very, very selective. Items like this, though, definitely get a lot of attention. For instance, this particular Victoria's Secret top had 34 likes, and it was a really trendy design with this nice cutout detail here. So I thought it would do well for that reason, and although it got a lot of attention, I just wasn't able to move it along. So I think these items just don't resell for a whole lot. So you have to be very, very wary of these things when you pick them up. So ultimately, I probably wouldn't pick the Victoria's Secret item up again if I saw it out in the thrift store. I would still probably pick up the Free People sweater, however. So ultimately, for this bundle of 2 sweaters, I did accept a best offer of $20. Poshmark fees are $5.60. So my net earnings are $22.40. So considering how much I paid for these items, which is too much, I really didn't make much off of these, but I was happy to finally move them along. And I kind of learned for next time. I think that Victoria's Secret, to be honest, I really will probably leave behind. The one thing that has done pretty well for me are the pricier items, so things like their ultimate leggings I've sold for a decent turnaround, in addition to some other sweaters or chunkier sweaters I think could do okay. But basic tees and tops I think just don't move enough for me, so I think I'm going to be leaving those behind going forward. The next item that sold was this True Religion Julie straight leg jean. It was in a size 26. And really a cool design. I hauled this in one of my previous videos, which is linked down below, but it had really cool orange and yellow stitching, as you can see in some of the pictures here. So kind of a unique design from True Religion. True Religion, I think, is a brand that still gets a lot of attention and is popular on Poshmark. And my thrift stores, at least, they particularly mark up True Religion, even more than other designer brands, which I don't really get, but they do. So in general, True Religion brand jeans here tend to resell at Goodwill at least for about $25. So it's hard to purchase those things. This one I found for a little less expensive than that, and I really like the uniqueness of it, so I decided to give it a try. And this jean ultimately did sell for a best offer price of $32. Poshmark fees are $6.40. So my net earnings are $25.60. So I absolutely would pick up True Religion again. I have a fair amount of it in my closet now in case you're interested, but I have to be very careful of the price points. This particular jeans, the buyer also really loved, and I got a really sweet love note, so I really enjoyed selling this particular pair of jeans. The next item was this Boden 100% cotton long sleeve tunic top in a size 18. So this was one of the beefier, nicer tunics. It wasn't just a plain t-shirt, it was actually kind of a tunic blouse, I would say. And it had a cute polka dot kind of two-tone print design, as you can see here. It was in a size 18, and again, Boden, as I said before, does really well in my closet, so I knew this would as well. I did ultimately set on an offer to Likers of $30. Poshmark fees were $6, and the shipping discount was $1.80. So my net earnings are $22.20. This particular item, again, the buyer also really enjoyed, and I really love selling this particular item. I have several other Boden items that I'm currently planning to list in my closet. I ran into a little bit of a score when I was out thrifting the other day. Found several really nice Boden pieces, which I'm going to be listing in case you're interested. But Boden always moves very quickly through my closet. The next item was this bundle, so second bundle of the week, and that was a bundle of Torrid items. The first item, as you can see here, was this Torrid scalloped eyelet lace hemline shorts. It was a size 1X, and it was in amazing condition, a beautiful pair of black shorts. However, it was really nice material with a scallop and lace edge, so kind of unique design there. The second Torrid item was this striped sheer tank Nuatag item, which I hauled in my previous Southern California haul, which I will link down below. It was in a size 0 or 0X, and it was Nuatags as well, which was really nice. These particular items, I was a little surprised, I will say, sold this time of year, but that just goes to show you once again that things sell all times of year on Poshmark, so definitely worthwhile listing things all times of year. So this particular bundle, I did accept a best offer of $36. Poshmark fees are $7.20, and my net earnings are $28.80 on this particular bundle. So I do always really like sourcing and selling Torrid. I think it definitely, again, just like Boden, moves through their closet relatively quickly. The price points aren't all that high though, so you definitely have to be wary about them, even more so than Boden. But definitely if you find decently priced Torrid items out there, it's definitely worth giving it a try. The next item was this Ms. Moo's Bangkok style black leather booties in a size 9, and really cute design. So Ms. Moo's, if you're not familiar with, makes really trendy style of comfortable leather footwear. I think in particular, I think they're mostly known for their boots, at least that's really where I see them. They're very good at meshing comfort and style together. So as you can see here, I personally think these boots are very stylish, but they have a lot of great comfort features built in. It had the double zip on each shoe, which was kind of trendy, in addition to the mixed media suede leather and more smooth leather, which I think was also cool as well. So this particular pair of boots definitely retails for quite a bit. However, the resale isn't quite as good like most shoes, but I was able to sell this for an offers to Liker offer of $57. Poshmark fees were $11.40, and my shipping discount was $1.80, so my net earnings were $43.80. The buyer actually sent me a beautiful love note as well, and absolutely loved these shoes. So I think it's perfect for this time of year. You just can't go wrong with booties, really all times of year, I think, for booties. But Ms. Moo's is a brand, if you haven't heard about them before, definitely to check out. They definitely move along on Poshmark. The next item that sold was this BDG high-rise twig ankle jean in a size 28 in this darker colorway denim, as you can see here. Well, I'd say mid to darker denim. And it was not distressed, just a very classic twig high-rise ankle jean design. And BDG is sold as Urban Outfitters, as you probably know, and the resale value isn't all that great. But I was able to score a decent deal on this particular pair of jeans at one of the sales that I went to at Savers. So I decided to pick it up anyway, especially because of the high rise, and I really like the colorway. So this particular pair of jeans, I did accept a best offer of $18. Poshmark fees are $3.60. So my net earnings are $14.40. I generally do not pick up BDG jeans unless I can get them for a really good price point. It also needs to be a trendier style, so the high rise here is really what did it for me. So if those things all kind of fit, then I will consider it. Otherwise, I tend to leave BDG usually behind. The next item that sold was this pair of Cole Haan two-tone leather Dior pumps. And this was in a beautiful tan and black design. And in my previous experience selling shoes that combine the neutrals like this in one shoe are especially popular. So I'm particularly looking out for these kind of two-tone designs. And for me personally as well, I love these kind of shoes because I tend to wear a lot of neutrals and they go with everything. It's really nice to have the both mixture of a tan or brown color in addition to black. I think it's a really nice combination. So this particular pair of pumps is really popular. I think maybe for that reason, and Cole Haan as well tends to sell pretty well. Again, another brand that really combines comfort features into their more trendier type of shoes. So this particular pair of pumps was in a size 6, and ultimately I did decide to accept a best offer of $35. Poshmark fees are $7. So my net earnings are $28. I will usually always pick up Cole Haan if it's for a decent price point, but there are a lot of older styles of Cole Haan, especially recently I've been noting this out at thrift stores, so you have to be very careful about the style. So I do have some styles that maybe not as popular in my closet now, which I definitely should have steered clear from, but if they're trendier styles like this, Cole Haan I think still does pretty well. And then the final item that sold during the week of January 5th was this Market & Spruce maternity sweater. It was in a size medium, but maternity, and really cozy sweater knit design. Market & Spruce, as you probably know, is sold at Stitch Fix, and as I've said before, this particular line in Stitch Fix tends to do the best out of all the other Stitch Fix brands. So if I see Market & Spruce, I definitely try to pick it up. It has to be in good condition though, as a sweater was. When I actually picked this up from my local thrift store, I didn't realize initially that it was maternity. In fact, I think it was in the dress section. So at first I thought it was a mini dress that had ruching on the side, but after doing more research and realizing after measurements and whatnot that this actually probably was a maternity top, I listed it as a maternity tunic, which I think is really what it is. So that's really why I picked it up. Otherwise, I really, to be honest, am not actively sourcing maternity items. I think the market for maternity obviously is smaller than the general women's clothing market, so I don't want to source maternity as often. I had a few other maternity items in my closet, just largely from my own personal closet when I wear maternity clothes, and a few items that I picked up here and there, but in general I would not have picked this up if I knew it was maternity, probably. But to be honest, it still had a decent following. The problem is, even though it sells, I had to sit on it for quite a bit, probably because it was maternity. So I did ultimately send an offers to Likers for $22. Poshmark fees are $4.40, and my shipping discount was $1.80, so my net earnings were $15.80. So while I was happy to see this move along, I made an okay profit off of it. To be honest, I wouldn't pick up maternity items actively anymore unless it was, you know, a screaming deal or something. But I was happy this moved along, and hopefully the person that buys this enjoys this and has a wonderful rest of her pregnancy. Okay, so that does it for my sales during almost 2 weeks during the holiday period. Again, it was kind of a weird time, as I'm sure you've all experienced, just because I shut down my closet for 2.5 weeks, enjoyed time with friends and family, which is really fun, but I think it definitely impacts the reselling business quite a bit. But I'm interested to see how January goes. I have not been a reseller all that long, so I have not sold in January yet. So I want to see how January does after the holidays. So I'll let you know in future videos kind of what my sales are like. If you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, please consider subscribing down below so you don't miss future content if this is the kind of stuff you like to hear about. Otherwise, I thank you so much again for watching another video, and I will plan to see you again in my upcoming videos. Bye!